My oaths betray each other till there's nothing left to keep.
Only Us by Miracle of Sound. Alright, welcome back to the Shardbreaker podcast. This is episode 2 of Oathbringer, the third book in the Stormlight Archive. We did chapters 7 through 11 this week. I am Midnight, your host, and I am here with Mythic.
Hello.
And Darkness.
Hello.
Alright, so let's start with our epigraph, which is, I did not die. I experienced something worse. From Oathbringer Preface. So what do you think the writer potentially experienced that was worse than death?
Living forever.
Not even forever? So you think it's like someone who's become like immortal for some reason?
It's metaphorical death. This is Kaladin.
You think maybe Kaladin's writing Oathbringer?
Imagine. Hey, what happened to that one guy? What is
What one
Rosie,
guy?
a herald?
Oh, Town? We don't know what happened to Town.
Wait, we don't know what happened?
No, I think so he was most recently in the insane asylum at the war camps. We're now at
Yeah, so what
Earthiru.
if that's
We have not seen him since.
What if that's just him? Because technically he did experience something worse than death. So
Maybe. You think maybe Oathbringer was Town's? Town used it at some point. Were you gonna say something, Mythic?
No, I said true.
So we start with Kaladin's point of view, as Liren demands to know what Kaladin is doing, because he's just punched Roshone. Roshone calls for his guards to go after Kaladin, but Kaladin just goes into a guard stance and calmly states that it was some repayment between him and Roshone. He also quiets his mother, who's crying out in distress. The guards seem uncertain of whether they should attack Kaladin. However, Kaladin suddenly thinks about how much less evil Roshone is compared to the other people he has met over the last few years, and thinks that he needs to do better, which Syl seems to agree with. Kaladin then apologizes for punching Roshone and says it won't happen again, before critiquing the guards, who instantly begin to stand down and tell Roshone that he should just forget the punch ever happened. What do you think about Kaladin bossing around these
Badass.
guards?
Badass. Even more badass later, but he's a badass.
What do you think, Darkness, about that?
he can boss me around any day.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, hey, he can boss me around until he dies in this book, so.
No! It's a metaphorical death.
But yeah, so Kaladin's very badass. They're like, the guards are just like, I can tell when someone's superior to me in the army, we're just gonna back off, dude. So Liren tries to tell Kaladin not to give orders to Roshone, but Kaladin just continues to take control of the situation, asking for an empty room and telling Roshone to join him as he needs to discuss some things with him. Roshone demands to know why he should listen to Kaladin, and in response, Kaladin summons Syl as a Shardblade, and his eyes turn to a light blue. Roshone gapes at him in shock while Liren just looks defeated.
Yep. Badass.
So yeah, what do you think about Kaladin showing off his Shardblade to Roshone to get him to listen to him?
Wouldn't listen any other way, so.
What do you think, Darkness?
Deserved. I would
It was
have been
deserved.
waving that shit around.
Just walking around with it constantly, just be like,
Right. I'm like sweeping it around like a dowsing rod.
Like, I was thinking about it, I think it was the very last chapter that we read, but I was thinking about the fact that, like, what if somebody on the battlefield was just shifting their weapon to different weapons to fight different ways, like just in the middle of it, you know? Shift to a spear for a longer range, and then like switch to like a rapier and start. Like,
Wasn't that what he was
swinging at
doing?
people.
That's what he did during his fight with Zeph at the end of the last book.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, I'm talking about more people. Like, just all
Mm.
these Shardblade people just being like, oh, we can just shift in the middle of combat.
So we skip forward to the guards telling Kaladin that the Parshmen didn't attack the people of the town when they escaped from where they'd been held during the storm. The guards do confirm that the Parshmen changed forms, but they aren't sure what direction they went. Kaladin wonders if Hearthstone was too small a town to bother attacking. They also ask Kaladin to see if the king will send them some help, as their silos were damaged. Kaladin just offhandedly says he'll ask Elhokar, using the king's name instead of a title. Kaladin then asks for maps of the area, a way to keep them safe from the rain, and some horses. Roshone asks if Kaladin is stealing from him now, but Kaladin places down some dun spheres to pay for them and says he's just renting them. So what do you think about Kaladin specifically being like the calm one in this situation, and Roshone being the one kind of like throwing petty comments and being childish?
I mean, after he almost died and he was in that prison, I feel like he's changed a lot. So
Kaladin's actually had some character growth, because if this was like book 1 Kaladin, 100% he would be like not this nice to Roshone.
nah, he'd be kicking his ass up and down the street.
What'd you think,
Get the heck
Darkness?
out of my place.
No, he's being leashed by his, his little codes he follows.
His responsibilities.
Because if he doesn't back down, what's gonna happen? He's gonna lose his powers.
I found it more crazy later when he was talking to Syl about, like, I don't want to use you very often because you're a woman, and I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, and she's like,
Now, if you were a man, I would use you
Yeah.
all day type shit.
I was like, whoa.
yeah, she was like, dude, like half your weapons were fucking female throughout like your time as
Oh,
a
they
guard.
were like, oh my god, I thought that was.
And where are they now? Where are they now?
Either damaged or with someone else.
Exactly.
so
He's just
the
not. He's just not good with women.
They left
He
it.
really isn't. So the guards then say they need to ask the lady of the house before they give him anything, which Kaladin finds amusing that they seem more reverent to her than to Roshone. Kaladin asks them to have the Ardent start preparing the maps while they wait for the Manor Lady's permission, and to also see if there's a span reed connected to Tashik so that he can find a way to contact Dalinar. The guards salute before heading off. Kaladin then tells Roshone that a desolation is coming, which causes the man to groan and hold his head in his hands. Kaladin then whispers to Syl a bit, saying he doesn't like smashing her into things as she's a girl, although Syl does tell him that at least half his weapons had female spren previously, although some older spren have 4 genders instead of 2, since it wasn't humans that imagined them. Kaladin then continues to tell Roshone that Roshone needs to lead his town, since Kaladin doesn't have time to oust the corrupt ruling class of Elhokar. So who do you think thought up the spren with 4 genders? Do you remember another people who have 4 genders in this book?
Whatever they are, I can't think of the crab people.
Yes, the listeners technically have 4 genders. They're male and female only in mate form, but when they're not in mate form and thus not really sexual, they're considered malen and femalin, which is like a non-sexual version of male and female.
Huh.
Yeah. So there's.
I was Malalian version, but yeah, okay. Female-ian and male-ian. I can't remember what I said.
It's basically just male and female with an N on the end of them. That's how they're spelled. But apparently, specifically, they mentioned that the older spren are ones that were imagined by, like, the listeners or Pershendi or whatever, whereas, like, newer spren only have 2 genders because they were thought up by humans.
If you imagine hard
Think
enough,
so.
can you create a new spread?
Apparently. I think if you
An
create basically if you, like, invent or discover something completely new, you can probably thus invent a new, like, find a new, like, create a new spren associated with it. Like, I don't think they have volcanoes on Roshar, but, like, if they suddenly, like, discovered a volcano, they probably would suddenly get, like, magma spren or volcano spren. Whereas they currently don't have those because we've never seen a volcano. So yeah, so we already kind of had a little discussion
Oh my
about...
god!
Mhm.
Wait. What if like they have like coding span and it's just a Porygon?
Glitch spren or missing number. Missing no.
Right, because like I mean, if you get technologically advanced enough, right, there's got to be spent for that technology.
I mean,
right?
spren are basically Pokemon. They capture them in gemstones instead of Pokeballs.
Wait,
That's how
you're
Fabrials
right.
work.
All right, here comes Nintendo to sue them.
Oh god.
But yeah, so Roshone still seems worried. But Laurel from the doorway says that they can do it. Kaladin glances over at her, thinking about how she'd been forced to marry a man twice her age when Roshone's son had died. Laurel states that she does have a span reed to Tashik, along with the one to the Queen in Elhokar, although that one had not been responsive lately. Kaladin says he wanted to save Laurel from her life here, but she says she doesn't need saving, and that Kaladin should stop insulting her husband. Laura argues a bit with Kaladin about who is more at fault, Roshone or Liren, but Kaladin doesn't feel the need to argue with her when her perception is so skewed. Instead, he follows her down the hallway as she says the span-read may take time to respond. Kaladin says he'll go to see his parents in the meantime, and he notices Roshone bring the dun spheres to Laurel. He also realizes that he had left more money to Roshone than Roshone and his father had fought over all those years ago. What do you think about how Laurel views her situation versus how Kaladin views it? Regarding like her marriage to Roshone.
I used to like it, now I really don't, because, like, what the fuck do you mean you're, like, adjusted to how he is now?
Yeah, she's totally okay with marrying someone as old as her dad, apparently.
Like, like, it's... What the fuck?
Pretty sure she met this man when she was like 12.
Right.
Kitty alert.
I'm just glad they don't have kids. I'm just glad that doesn't seem to be a
God.
thing.
That you know of.
That we know of, yeah. Yeah, so also, what do you think about how much money Kaladin has now compared to the amount of money that was such a big deal when Kaladin was a young teenager?
Crazy.
I mean, he got a job, so it makes sense.
I mean, it's not that he got a job, it's that he's like...
No, I get it, yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, his stancing and everything, I mean, it proves, like, how far he's come.
So Kaladin finds Liren back with the wounded, and he begins helping him, knowing that one young boy's arm will likely need to be amputated. Liren mentions that he's upset that Kaladin ended up being a soldier and not a field surgeon, but Kaladin replies that he hadn't been given much choice. He also asks if his father would just let the Voidbringers go, and Liren says no, that he knows they must fight them, but that he just wishes Kaladin wasn't one of the people who had to do that. He then tells Kaladin to go see his mother, as she has something she needs to show him. So what do you think about Liren, like, being, like, very specifically, like, against Kaladin being a soldier?
I mean, I'm with him on that. I feel like if I was his father, I would also really hate the fact that he's become a soldier.
And do you think, Darkness?
I mean, he showed signs as a kid, right? That he was leaning more towards that.
Yeah, he was very much, like, back and forth throughout his whole childhood of whether he wanted to be a soldier or a surgeon.
I mean, as long as he's someone.
As long as he's alive, right?
He's dead.
Right.
He's a dead man. He's a dead man.
So Kaladin finds Laurel with a working span read, which he is shocked by, but Laurel says her and several others had put out spheres when the unexpected high storm had come through just a few days ago. She then asks if Kaladin will really get Navani Kulin to speak to him, but is surprised when she instantly begins writing to them. Kaladin confirms his identity before giving information to Dalinar about the situation and how he wants to do a bit of scouting before heading back. Dalinar agrees, and they end the conversation with Dalinar telling Kaladin to take the span read and send them a glyph every so often to confirm he's alive. Kaladin then takes the span read from Laurel, who packs it up without complaint, and then goes down to see his mother, who has a toddler. Kaladin is shocked to learn he has a new brother and cries as he holds him before handing him back and asking to trade dun spheres for infused ones. So what do you think about Kaladin having a new baby brother?
I don't know. It wasn't as shocking as the fact that they charged up their spheres in the storm that they didn't even know was coming.
Well, yeah, Kaladin was like that too, and she's like, dude, once the high storm arrived, we just put them out. Like, it's not that hard to be like, oh shit, there's suddenly a high storm. I guess we put out our spheres.
Yeah, but aren't the high storms supposed to be like dangerous?
Yeah, but I think when they put out the spheres, they literally just like crack open a window and like tie the spheres to a bag that like hangs out the window. So it's not like they're like going fully out into the storm to do that.
They literally said though that it was when it was first starting to get windy when they hung up.
Yeah, because you can like see the storm wall coming and stuff too. So.
Just seems unnecessarily dangerous.
But yeah, what did you think, Darkness, about Kaladin having a new little brother? We got replacement Tien.
They're too old to be doing that shit.
Apparently his mom's
like,
only
what, 40?
41.
He's old. He's old.
Yeah, but they're gonna be what, around 60 by the time their child is like 20.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's crazy.
I mean, people do that all the time.
I mean, hey, they can you know, I'll have what's the word I'm trying to say? It's not like they're not going to leave at 12, right? They'll go into the army at like 12.
Right?
Mm.
I mean, there's a desolation happening now. We don't know how long that's gonna last. He might have to get recruited into the army at like
Uh-huh.
10
Or
years
he might
old,
just die.
12 years old. Yeah, he could
He
also
might not
just
even make
die
it.
at some point. Who knows?
Yeah. Also, have you noticed they only had boys?
They have only had boys. Liren only has boys, apparently.
Liren is a boy maker.
Apparently. So after getting a decent amount of spears, he begs his father to let him bring his family somewhere safe when he is done scouting. But Liren replies that if this really is a desolation, he can't abandon the people here. Kaladin doesn't argue for now, saying he'll come back when he's able to. Realizing that the other people in the room had heard him mention the desolation, Kaladin takes him some stormlight and hovers above the ground as he tells the room that Dalinar has refounded the Knights Radiant, and that they will not fail them this time. Liren is staring at Kaladin in shock, and Hesina looks delighted as an Osprey bursts around her head. Kaladin then flies away from the town, thinking he'll stop at a nearby town to trade for some more spheres before hunting down the Voidbringers. So yeah, what do you think about Kaladin's little show there? He's like, oh yeah, I'm also a Knights Radiant. His dad's like, what? I love how his dad's just like completely flabbergasted. His mom's just like, that's my boy. She's like, oh my gosh, he's awesome.
Huh.
Yeah, you guys like that? Where he's just like,
Did
oh yeah.
Rashon had a Did he have a reaction there too?
I don't think Rashon was in the room. Because Rashon was with Laurel, and I don't think Laurel... I can double check, but I feel like they, I don't think he came back down the stairs, did he?
Oh, that was way back then.
Liren, Strawdrops, Hesina has an Osprey. He just nods to his parents and lashes himself out. No, there's no reaction from Rashon. I don't think Rashon or Laurel are in the room.
Laurel, you mean Yanni?
So then we get Chapter 8, A Powerful Lie. Which, first of all, for Mythics reference, we get a drawing of a distorted Urithiru, which is the picture Shalon's working on at the start of this chapter.
The tower?
Yeah. Urithiru's all, like, fucked up and shit. That's what it looks like for her. And then we get our epigraph that says, "The moment notwithstanding, I can honestly say this book has been brewing in me since my youth." From Oathbringer Preface. So do you guys have any new theories about who might be writing this book?
Rashon.
Rashon's writing it.
No, I have no new theories.
You have any new theories, Darkness?
I still think it's
Nope.
whatever I still think it's whatever the guy who has Storm Daddy as a spread.
Oh, Dalinar?
Mhm.
What do you think, Darkness?
I have no idea. I kind of gave up on trying to figure it out.
That's fair. So we switch to Shalon's point of view as she draws with dark, long lines. Pattern says that he understands that Shalon hates him for helping her kill her mother, but Shalon just grits her teeth as she continues drawing Urithiru. She tells Pattern that it is okay, and Pattern says that it is a powerful lie. She's currently taking a break from transporting people from Narak to Urithiru, and she thinks that not only does it take a lot of Stormlight to transport people, but it also takes a lot out of Shalon, as she has to summon the blade that killed her mother whenever she wants to use the Oath Gate. Shalon instead tries to focus on her drawing, as she can no longer forget about the fact that she killed her mother, as she used it as one of her ideals. So what do you think about how Shalon, can't ignore any facts that she uses as an ideal? She's like, I literally cannot pretend this didn't happen anymore.
I mean, that's freeing towards her because of her powers, right?
I mean, it's kind of freeing, but it also seems like she maybe wasn't fully ready to confront it. She's kind of struggling.
That's so damn bad. She's not like she has all the time in the world, and it's been how fucking long?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been close to 10 years, maybe not quite 10 years. I'm not 100% sure. It's been at least 8 years since she killed her mom.
Yeah, it's time for her to grow up.
Damn. What did you think about that, Mythic?
Sorry, what was the question?
What do you think about the fact that Shalon can no longer ignore the fact that she killed her mother because she uses one of her ideals?
Oh yeah, that's kind of messed up, to be honest.
She no longer can just pretend it didn't happen. She has to properly confront it because it's one of her ideals.
Yep.
Because unlike Kaladin, who's like, oh, if I don't protect people, I'll lose my powers. If she tries to push this away, she's gonna lose her powers instead. Like, she can't just ignore it.
Yeah. Even though, they keep saying about lies. So, crazy.
Also, what do you think about how worried Pattern is about Shallan?
I mean, who isn't worried about Shallan? The basket case, after all.
Any thoughts, Darkness, about how worried Pattern is?
I feel like Pattern is in a abusive relationship at this point.
I see.
Because, like, why is he getting dismissed so much? Like, my poor dude is just trying to help.
He's like, Shallan, it's okay if you hate me, and she's like, just shut up, Pattern.
Right. He sounds like an insecure person in a relationship. He's like, it's my fault, isn't it? You hate me now, don't you?
So she also thinks about how they have yet to find anything in the tower that Yasna had been hoping to find. Shallan also, for some reason, could not sketch Urithiru, and it made her feel uneasy about the tower. Shallan puts away her drawing supplies and tells Pattern it isn't his fault that her parents are dead. Pattern just insists that she can hate him. While Shallan insists that she doesn't hate Pattern, she hates the sword and the past that it represents. Pattern doesn't really understand, but Shallan doesn't expect him to. So what do you think about the fact that Shallan can't sketch Urithiru properly? So she makes that drawing that I showed you.
I don't remember. Is her little memory thing part of her powers, or is it just her?
I don't think have confirmation whether her memory thing is part of her powers or not. Because we don't really have any other light weavers to compare her to.
Huh.
Because originally it seemed like it wasn't, but then we're like, oh no, she had Pattern Shard Blade like as a little kid, so obviously she did have powers way back then. So maybe it is, maybe it isn't. We don't know.
Great.
At this moment. So
I don't know. Something's definitely blocking it, though.
I mean, it's not even that she like can't even do like her memory thing. Like she's specifically staring at the tower while doing this drawing.
Yeah. Maybe like a trauma thing where she's blocking out the tower now because she doesn't want to be there.
Oh, she's like, I've used the sword too many times here. Let's just pretend this doesn't exist.
She's done. It's over.
What do you think, Mythic? Do you have any theories about why she can't draw Urithiru?
Wait, what is Urithiru again?
Urithiru is the tower city.
Oh, it's magic.
You think there's like some magic with the tower that's like messing with her ability to draw?
It blocks abilities or something. Yeah.
So a scout then approaches Shallan, stating that the High Prince is requesting her. Shallan stands and heads down the platform, thinking she can maybe get Kaladin to fly her to a nearby mountain to sketch the tower when he returns. The scout compliments Shallan's drawings and the different art style, which Shallan calls surrealism and states that it isn't used much anymore. Shallan then notices nearby training soldiers staring at her as she heads down, thinking that to them she is brightness radiant of the Elf Scholars, as she had convinced Dalinar to not let people know she is a light weaver. If people knew she could create illusions, her effectiveness would be weakened. The scout with Shallan then asks her about being a radiant, and Shallan insists that she can remain properly feminine while having a shard blade. The scout, however, seems disappointed by this, which Shallan is surprised by. So why do you think the scout was disappointed by Shallan's response?
They probably like her. I think they wanted her to be more feminine.
Because I feel like it's one of those moments where they want to feel like they're capable of doing more. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
Because she's specifically asking her if she has like a shard blade and stuff, right?
Yeah, I think she like specifically asked like, oh, like what's it like to be like a radiant or something? And she's like,
right.
Don't worry, I can be properly feminine still. And she's like, oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like in their world, I mean, our world too, but whatever. Like women are like not seen as
Rashina's
equivalent
delicate,
and
yeah.
stuff.
Rashina's
So
delicate, for sure.
So you think she like
It would
wants
seem
Shallan to be less feminine? Like she wants her to be like more of like
It's less that and more like, oh, if she can like do like nightly duties and like be as capable as like another guy who has a shard blade and stuff, then why are we like still treated as this?
So you think maybe like this scout
as
is like
incapable.
wants to be like maybe do something more
She
masculine?
wanted reassurance as to like their capabilities as like women and what they're treated like. Yeah.
Also, what do
Or
you think?
at least that's how I saw that interaction. But
Yeah, we get more about it later. This scout girl comes up again, I believe, later in the book. So you'll get to find out more about her. Because I don't even think she has a name at the moment. They just call her the Scout. But also, what did you think about Shalon pretending to be an else caller?
More lies.
which is great.
Pattern loves lies unless it specifically lies regarding your ideals. And he's like, no, you gotta accept the truth, Shalon. You can lie to everyone else, you can't lie to me. Can't lie to yourself, more so. So as they wander...
Hypocrite.
Hmm?
I said, yeah, he's a hypocrite.
So as they wander through the tower, Shalon notes that Earthiru seems to be made directly from the mountain, as there are no seams in the corners, rooms, or hallways. She also notes that the hallways aren't straight lines, but the colored strata are guides through it. For some reason, Shalon seems to be one of the few people who actually understands the strata guides through the hallways. Once in Dalnar's rooms, the scout stays outside in case she is needed, and Shalon heads inside to the meeting room that connects to Dalnar and Navani's private chambers. Inside, along with Dalnar and Navani, were Adolin and Renarin. Renarin was discussing how he's concerned about how unpredictable the Azish could be with their new emperor. However, Navani is not concerned about them. Instead, she brings up the war between Tukar and Amul and how it may distract them even from a desolation. The warlord in Tukar, named Tazim, claims to be an aspect of the Almighty. So first of all, what do you think about these like strata like lines through the hallways and how Shalon's like, oh, these are kind of like they help guide you through the tower.
What?
The like colored like guidelines through the tower.
Colored guidelines in the tower? That's great.
I don't remember that.
I don't either.
Shalon, as she's walking through the hallway, she's like, oh, there's like these strata in the stone of the walls, and they're like different colors. And she's like, oh, if you follow this one as it slants upwards, you get to Dalnar's room. Like she's able to
I
use
think
them to like
she's the
guide
only
her
one
way
that sees
through.
it.
I think it's just she's like one of the few people, yeah, who seems like everyone else is pretty confused about them. They're just like, we need to like make our own guide marks, and she's like, but they just use these.
They have them already. Yeah, they already have them. Why?
Huh.
Learn these ones, and then you won't have to worry
Like
about
the hospital stuff?
Yeah, it's kind of like
Yeah,
how hospitals will have like, oh, follow this, and they have like, I think in the hospital they have words above them, but it'll be like, oh yeah, follow this blue line to like emergency, or follow like the green line to like
Yeah.
the
I always
child
used to
ward.
follow those around when I would go, because I would like exploring the place and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then you walk into a restricted area.
Low
Find a bunch
key,
of zombies.
I've walked into places I should not be before.
Yeah. and then you walk in and you find a bunch of zombies that they're experimenting on.
Oh yeah, totally.
Also, what do you think about this like warlord in Tukar that they mention, who claims to be an aspect of the Almighty? Do you think he's actually special in some way, or do you think he's just crazy?
God,
I think
definitely
you're
special.
special.
You guys think he's special? What do you think special about him?
I think he's a Shardbreaker.
Very.
Bearer.
Wait, who was it again?
It's a guy named Tazim in Tukar. Apparently, there's been like a war between these two countries. The one guy,
hate these names.
yeah. So Tazim's like this like crazy warlord in Tukar, and he's like, I'm an aspect of the Almighty, so you must bend to my will. And Navani's like, the fuck is wrong with this guy?
What if he is? You never know.
I think Shalon makes a little joke, but at least he's humble.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Dalinar then asks for Shalon's opinion on the Makabaki nations, but Shalon makes a bit of a joke before knowing that she only has academic knowledge of the nations, as she was quite isolated in Yakaved before leaving. Dalinar asks if Pattern could help at all, but Shalon replies that he likely won't be much help, as he specifically came to bond someone so that he could learn about humans. She also notes that Pattern is scared of Dalinar, which Adolin jokes a bit about. Dalinar then wonders how he will unite Oliver Shar and protect it when he knows very little about so many of the countries. As he passes Shalon, she feels a strange tugging, and she follows him before infusing stormlight into the map. A large illusion of the continent forms above the table and takes up most of the room. She is surprised by the details, and Dalinar realizes it must be a combination of their powers, because it's how the Stormfather views the continent during the high storms. Navani asks how much stormlight was used up, and Shalon apologizes as it seems to have used all of the stormlight she had on her. So what do you think about this cool way that Shalon and Dalinar can combine their powers?
It's really
like
awesome.
I feel like he could do that with any of them. Not gonna lie.
You think he could What do you mean, like make the map, or do you think like he could do something with
No,
it?
combine the powers.
Mm.
He's a bondsmith, right?
Yes, he
So
is a
why wouldn't he
bondsmith.
be able to like
On two people.
sort of like leech onto their bond?
Mhm.
Mm. Yeah, so he's obviously like he's somehow using like the Stormfather's like view of Rashar to like with her illusions to like make this map of what the Stormfather sees. Yeah, I think you kind of went into my second question, which is, do you have any ideas about any other power combinations there could be?
Oh my god, he and Kaladin can go on a little storm riding date together.
Yeah.
How do you think like his
Im-
powers would combine with Kaladin's?
Imagine Dalinar being able to lash things, that would go crazy. Like, he's already a great fighter. Can you imagine? He's just like, ooh, you go into the sky and you go into the sky.
Well,
He's the Oprah of lashing.
I think he does share one surge with Kaladin. What's the surges again?
Oh, does he?
Yeah, so if we look at the little chart thing that I have,
No, that's
the
for
big
nerds.
circle. So he shares
Mhm.
adhesion with Kaladin, so he can like stick
Oh, it is
things
lashing.
together. No,
Right?
so
Is it
lashings
lashing?
I believe is gravitation. That's the thing that makes him fly. So that's kind of when he has
Oh,
the
and then
Windrunner
the other
powers.
one's
He
the
calls them.
sticky stuff, right?
Yeah, so he can do the sticky stuff like Kaladin can.
Ew. Never mind, don't call it that.
So yeah, so
The
he has the surge of
sticky stuff.
adhesion and tension.
You can do the sticky stuff, darkness.
Hmm.
So I don't think we've ever seen tension before, because tension's also a stone word. So let me just get the definition of
What am I again?
tension is. You were a will shaper.
What the fuck
I'm
do
a
we do?
Sky,
You
and I'm a
have
sky daddy.
cohesion and transportation.
I'm a sky daddy.
Oh my god,
You were a
I'm a
Windrunner.
teleporter.
You Mythic?
I'm a sky daddy.
Transportation.
So transportation is the same thing that Yasna can do. That's how she got in and out of Shadesmar.
What does
you
that
can-
mean?
That means you can transport in and out of Shadesmar. It's also the surge that created the Oath Gates. So basically, you have teleportation
I'm
powers.
like the most powerful bitch here. No.
I think technically,
You are.
Else callers could be almost considered the most powerful because
You're
they can
the
like
most
soul
powerful
cast.
darkness. Don't worry.
Of the
You're
three of
you're
us, you're
most powerful
probably.
darkness. Darkness, you're just the most powerful in general. Don't let her lie to you.
Yeah, so the
That's
surge
right.
of tension, which is the other one Dalinar has, can be manipulated to alter the stiffness of an object. For example, taking something flexible and making it rigid, or the other way around.
He can make
the
things
surge of
hard.
tension. Or soft.
Ew!
Yeah, he already makes me
I
soft.
fucking hate this. I hate
Yeah,
this.
so Dalinar has the ability to make sticky things and to make things hard or soft. He has the
I hate
most sexual of the
that.
abilities.
Man, I
Oh,
feel
Navani's
so good.
gonna love
Feels,
him.
yeah, so great for them. Yep.
Navani's so excited, I'm sure. Jesus Christ. But yeah, so anyways, Dalinar wanders through the map and states that they need to focus on the cities with Oath Gates, as it will give them an advantage over the Voidbringers, who don't have such a fast way to transport people and supplies. Dalinar then mentions the champion with 9 shadows, which causes Renarin to gape at him in shock. Dalinar begins lifting the cities with Oath Gates, although Navani notes that Amia was destroyed, so the Oath Gate there will be lost. Dalinar then states that they should focus on the Oath Gates in Azir, Thelena, and Vedenar, as those are the most powerful areas where there are currently Oath Gates. As Dalinar begins to ask Shallan for advice on Yakaved, the female scout peeks in and tells them that there has been another murder. So why do you think Renarin was so shocked by Dalinar mentioning Odium's champion?
Oh, why should be Renarin?
Do you think Renarin maybe is the Odium's champion?
It'd be funny if it'd be a plot twist, but I still really doubt it.
Which one's Renarin again?
The
little
Truth
brother?
Watcher brother who's like used to have seizures.
Adolin's brother?
That's the one that joined the yeah,
Bridge 4?
whatever.
Yeah, he
that's
joined
it,
Bridge 4.
Yeah.
And then okay. I don't know about that. I don't know if he's Odium's, but maybe.
I mean, it would be a great disguise, you know,
Hmm.
with the way he's acting.
He seems to know something. It's just the question is, what does he know?
What? Do we know who he is?
He's a Truth Watcher,
Because we
so
know
he's the
he
same
can
as
heal,
me.
right?
Yeah,
He's
he
a
has
Truth
Progression, which is the healing one, and Illumination, which is the like picture, like the illusions, like
I
Shallan
give
has.
you light.
He has light weaving.
Yeah, he has light weaving and he has the healing ability.
Aw, he's a support.
He is. That's me. I'm a truth watcher as well. Support class.
Wait, I thought you were Shallan's thing.
No, Shallan's is my second closest. So I
Oh.
have them really close, but I'm technically more of a truth watcher than I am a light weaver.
I don't know. You lie a lot, so
You do lie a lot.
Apparently not enough. Not enough to be a light weaver.
I mean, yeah.
I'm a truth watcher. I watch for truth, I don't tell the truth.
Uh, yeah, I guess.
Doesn't say I have to tell the truth,
Whatever
it says
that
I
means.
watch for it. My traits are where are they? Where are the traits?
Insufferable.
Oh, learner and giving. Learned and giving are my traits.
That's so wrong.
Wow.
It cannot be more
Yeah.
wrong.
feel like you need to redo this test because
No, I've
Yeah,
done it
'cause
like
that's
5
not-
times and I'm always truth watcher.
nah, it's super wrong. I feel like your test is wrong.
I remember when we first did the test, I joked that because one of Darkness's traits is resolute, and I joked that it just means he's stubborn.
Mm-hmm.
Resolute and builder is will shapers. I just imagine Darkness, instead of participating in the desolation, he's just stubbornly building Legos in the corner.
I changed my name to Bob.
And then obviously the Windrunners are protecting and leading, which is mythics.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I'm gonna lead this podcast right off a hill.
but my last question before we go to chapter 9 is, what were your first thoughts regarding there being a second murder? Like when you heard there was a second murder, what did you instantly think?
There's gonna be a third, obviously. It's a little serial killer moment.
No.
Do you have any thoughts, Smith?
Hey, it'd be smart. It'd be smart though, like assassinating someone after someone gets assassinated, knowing damn well you didn't do the first one, but you can blame it on the first one.
Mm-hmm.
It could also be manipulated in a way where, like, whoever did the second one could be blamed for the first one, but we'll see how it goes.
Think Adelin's gonna blame it on whoever did the second murder?
He should, if
Yep.
he's smart.
Mm-hmm.
So we get chapter 9, Threads of a Screw. And the epigraph is, the sum of my experiences has pointed me at this moment, this decision. From Oathbringer preface. So do you think this specific moment and decision has already happened, or is it going to happen later in this book?
It has yet to happen.
I agree.
Do you think there's going to be something big that happens later, and then you'll be like, that's the writer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe it's like Kaladin going in to fucking fight instead of just scout.
He's gonna go fight the Voidbringers all by himself.
Like a dummy, and then he's gonna metaphorically die.
Damn. So we continue with Shallan's point of view, as she is glad that being a Radiant makes her important enough that people don't question bringing her to the scene of a murder. The murder victim was a light-eyed man from Zabariel's camp, although Shallan hadn't known him. The taller Alethi ran ahead of her, but Aelin noticed Shallan falling behind and stayed with her, which she thanked him for. Shallan also knows that Aelin seems disturbed, as he jokes that hurrying to the scene won't keep the man from becoming more dead. Eventually they get to the scene where the Kholin guards were guarding the perimeter, and when they get to the body, it was murdered in the exact way Sadeas had been.
Sorry. I opened my phone and the video played on instantly.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
Okay, cool.
So the person had been murdered in the exact same way as Sadeas, which was stabbed through the eye. Pete, the bridgeman, tells Dalinar that they left the body exactly how they found it, and that it seems like this man was murdered exactly the same way. Shallan glances around the room as others inspect the body and realizes this was once a bathing chamber, as it had horse heads to expel water. The outside of the room also had a large brown section of strata that narrowed to the normal size on either end of the room. So what do you think about Shallan kind of figuring out these different rooms? She's she's kind of learning stuff about the tower, how this is a bathhouse and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Bathhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, where you clean people.
I don't remember that.
Also, what do you think about how the brown strata seems to have led specifically to this room? Because it has the normal strata lines, but then right by this room it has a large section.
It's very odd.
Where does the brown section lead again?
To this this like bathing room.
I feel like it's not an actual bathing room.
You think it's for
Maybe
It's a
something else?
sacrifice pool.
Sacrifice. We're sacrificing everybody.
But do you think each color strata leads to like a different type of area? Like, what do you think the other colors might lead to?
I mean, yeah, it's how it's worked so far, right?
Yeah, so we've seen that. Yeah, obviously brown leads to this bathhouse. Maybe it leads to other stuff as well, but it specifically led to this like bathing room. And then there's like a bunch of other
Maybe
strata.
are you saying like maybe it's like a general categorization?
Yeah, like
Like it could lead to the bathhouse and then bathrooms and all that.
yeah, like I'm saying, like, do you think like the colors are like yeah, like organized in a certain way? Do you think they're mainly for helping like
Instead of like a specific
ordinary
location, because
people?
like
Yeah.
a green one or whatever could lead to like a bunch of rooms for like staying in instead of a specific room, like a living area.
Yeah, like maybe yeah, there's like a color that leads to like medical rooms. There's colors that lead to like
Yeah,
storage
huh?
rooms.
That would make more sense and it would be more efficient.
Mm-hmm. So it's like, oh,
Because
I
can
need
you
to
imagine if they
find.
had a fucking line for every goddamn room?
Mm-hmm. So it's like maybe they have yeah, like maybe like like the brown line not only relates to like bathing rooms, maybe it also leads to like toilets or to like maybe it's all water
Utility
related
rooms
stuff.
and
Maybe it leads to
stuff.
like the
Yeah,
well or like laundry rooms.
yeah, that would make sense. I would have done it that way.
Mm-hmm. It's like okay, you just follow the brown line until you get to what you need. It's like okay, this is the bathing room, so I'll keep walking along the brown line until I get to something else. Seems well organized.
Thanks. Maybe I should make my house like that.
I mean, if you had like a fucking house the size of a city, seems like it'd be useful.
Since I don't.
Damn, that'd be impressive. I think they say that like each floor of Earth here is like the size of like a city.
They probably have small cities then.
What did you think though? Think about the how like the strata lines seem to lead to specific places.
I mean, it's really cool, but
Mm-hmm.
still feel like it's something something only she can see.
You don't think other people are gonna catch on?
Nah, I mean, I feel like some other people, but not like, the majority of people.
Hmm. So Shalon then turns to see Adolin looking completely horrified, and she asks if he knew the man. Adolin says he didn't, but he had thought that Sadius' murder was an isolated event due to how Sadius pissed so many people off. Shalon just knows that there's Pete Lopin and Relaine at Bridge 4 were here. She also knows that some of the guards seem distrustful of Relaine due to him being one of the Parshendi, even though he was part of Bridge 4. Donovan asked Kolot, who had been helping Bridge 4, to have his men leave the room and keep a perimeter, as well as tell Elhokar and Sabariel of the murder. So what do you think about how distrustful everyone is of Relaine, even though he's technically then like helping out, he's on their side?
Relaine.
Relaine is used to be called Shen. He's the one.
Parchment.
Yeah, they thought he was a Parshman. He was actually a Parshendi who was like in disguise
Spy?
as a Parshman to be spying on the war camps to give information back to the Parshendi.
Right. That's my boy. I know why they're treating him like that.
Right? Relaine's like literally one of my favorite characters. I'm like, how dare you? Relaine is precious. Protect him at all costs. Don't fuck with him.
Or do. He might like it.
Wow.
Yeah, do it. Do it. Fuck with.
So Shalon then feels unsettled and turns to see Renarin standing right behind her. She lets out a surprised squeak, which causes Shamespread to appear around her. Renarin apologizes for sneaking up on her before she hurries off to follow Adolin around the room. Dalinar tells Adolin that he wants him to investigate the murder since most of the men he normally would have done that are dead, and the men that he has left don't have the experience investigating things like this. Dalinar tells Adolin to work with one of Aladar's police forces to investigate it since Aladar's high prince of information. Once Dalinar leaves, Shalon goes to Aelin to ask if he really didn't know the man, as he seems quite disturbed, and Aelin insists he didn't, but that he will figure out who murdered the man. Shalon follows Aelin out of the room, glancing at Renarin over her shoulder until he's out of sight. So what do you think about Adolin being put in charge of the murder investigation when technically he killed one of the people who was murdered?
And, guess that's the best way to get away with things. Just be the one searching for it.
That's very convenient.
Right? Also, do you think he's gonna tell Shalon that he was the one who killed Sadeas? Because he hasn't yet.
He should. He really, really should.
Because I imagine Shalon coming around to help him investigate, and she's like, really seems like the person who killed Sadeas knew him. And Adol's like, be so awkward. Right, sure, definitely. It definitely seems like something she should know. Especially since they're, like, engaged.
Huh. It seems like it was someone from a high position. By the way, it was stabbed.
They seem like they were standing at this exact height.
He's like sweating profusely.
Yeah. She's like, yeah, I think he'd be
You
about
know,
the
you
same
know
height
about
as you,
people with at
Adolid.
that height. You know about people at that height, right? Oh my
How
god, they were wearing
strange.
some noble boots. I found these boot prints. They were wearing these like really noble
Yeah,
boots.
they're like
Don't you have those kinds of boots?
They're, like, super fashionable.
He's like, oh yeah, everybody's wearing those these days.
Also, what do you think about how, like, creeped out by Renarin Shalon is? She's, like, super freaked out by him for whatever reason.
I would be too.
Would you?
I don't like him. I never liked him.
Roll the clip, guys, of when he said he liked Renarin.
No, don't do that. I need a TikTok compilation of like everything that I've said, and then every
Yeah.
time I backed out of it.
Back it, yeah, backpedal. Yeah, no, it would be funny.
Oh my gosh. Also, do you think there's any chance that Adolin killed this other guy?
No, it was Renarin. The brothers are murdering.
Oh damn. Renarin knew he killed Sadeas. He's like, I'm gonna start murdering other people in the same way until you confess.
Maybe he just wanted to do it to experiment with his healing, but he couldn't heal it. And then he was like, oh fuck.
Can I heal death?
Shit.
Let's find out.
He's like, I heard that Lift brought someone back from death. Maybe I can too.
Heard that somebody came back from Shadesmar, so let's see if I can bring them back.
I heard Jazz is not really dead.
Where do you think Yasna is? She's still not here. I mean, it has only been a few
Practicing
days.
with,
vibing. She's
practicing
vibing to the
with
rhythm of the rebirth.
What do you think, Mythic?
She's practicing with wit.
She's just hanging out with him.
Yep, with wit. Mm-hmm.
She's throwing it back with wit.
Do you think Yasna and Wit get along, or do you think she's like dying inside, having to hang out with him?
No, I think they're lovers.
Okay.
You know what? I'll
Yeah.
support that theory.
And they're gonna have a baby that is gonna have literally every power in existence.
Damn. That'd be crazy.
And it's
Their
gonna
child
be the
will
new
be
god.
Amnesium.
Yep, and then it'll be the new god, and then after that one, it'll thousands of years will go by, and then 16 people will show up to
Oh,
separate their power.
Come kill Yasna's kid, but then Yasna will be
16
there and kill
people.
them instead. She's
No,
like, "You
Yasna will
kill
be
my
dead by then.
child." You don't think
Thousands
Yasna
of
will stay
years later.
alive?
What about
that's
Yasna
weird, but-
2.0? Her rebirth.
Oh my gosh. Yasna just keeps dying and coming back to life.
No, they're gonna atomize her at some point.
Mm,
Her own kid is just gonna atomize her,
damn. That's fucked up.
strip her power from her.
They're gonna evolve the Fabrials, so instead of catching Spren, they're gonna catch people now.
Interesting.
And the crab people, they catch those too.
Mm. Everyone's some Pokeballs. I see.
Can you imagine if like they're traveling from like? Can you imagine they just use like their little portal shit instead of traveling to places on their world? They travel to places on other worlds, right?
Mm.
But they just start bringing hordes of crab things. Can you just imagine the terror on the people's like faces when they arrive with just an army of animals like Noah's Ark
You
style
just bring a bunch of chasm
of just like
fiends.
crabs? Yeah,
the
crab
giant,
beings.
the giant chasm fiends. They don't need an
That
army,
sounds
just
like
bring
a fucking
chasm fiends.
invasion.
Oh my gosh. Yasna becomes a warlord and starts taking over other planets with chasm fiends.
Oh, so what you're saying is she's actually the one god that from our last book.
Oh, she's the sorceress?
Mm.
That'd be hilarious.
Can she just travel worlds?
We don't know. We don't know how far transportation does. We know that you can travel between Shadesmar and the physical realm, and we know that you can travel all around Roshar apparently with it.
Okay, but technically, if you travel to Shadesmar, you should be able to travel to other worlds.
Maybe. We don't know. We
That
haven't
genuinely
seen much
just
from
makes
her.
you powerful as shit, though. Like, I'm not gonna take that maybe as a maybe. I'm gonna take that as a yes,
Okay.
because the 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 irreality or whatever the fuck they're called can do it anyway. So
Mm. Well, I mean, technically anyone can travel worlds by using Shadesmar.
okay, that's it. That's just confirmed it. You can travel worlds through Shadesmar. As long as you can get in there, you can do it.
Yeah, yeah. So, like, I thought you meant more like she
Yasna can't
uses a
do,
portal
so.
specifically to get from one world to another without Shadesmar.
That would be crazy distance, but like. That's what I meant originally, but if you can just get to Shadesmar in
Yeah,
general,
no,
you
you can
can
just
just
get to
travel
Shadesmar.
worlds.
Yeah, you can basically just avoid having a perpendicularity. You can just bypass that.
That's why she's
potential.
super powerful.
So why not like okay, so and then there could be multiple people of that like radiant order, right?
Yep, and also, as I said,
I,
Will Shapers also have transportation, so it's 2 Radiant Orders who can do that.
right. And you can share these powers like with
With
squires and stuff, right?
Apparently, we've only seen
like
Kaladin have
Kaladin
Squire so
does.
far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm hoping, even if it's not like that, I'm hoping like you can do that. But if you can't, just like find more people that can do that same shit. Like the
Mhm.
transportation thing, right? And then just like transport the whole world, like not the literal physical world, but like the people out of the desolation to a different world.
I just imagined in my head while you were talking about this, like a group of Elf Scholars and Will Shapers who just have like a transportation like company where it's just like we'll teleport you anywhere you want.
Taxi service,
Including
it's
to
Uber.
other world.
I was picturing just them all
Ever
like
wanted
holding
to be an
hands and like
Elantrian?
chanting and shit with like a giant like circle.
Ever wanted to be an Elantrian? Here you go. Don't tell them that they can't actually become it.
Hoy,
Right?
Hoyd
Put
would
them in that
probably
world.
love someone like that.
I mean, he's already an Elantrian now, though. So
I
No,
mean
like
that's in the
somebody who can
future.
transport.
Yeah.
already an Elantrian. So obviously, we're reading all of these books in order.
No, they're definitely not in order.
Obviously, they're all in order.
No, we have not been reading them in order.
Midnight wouldn't do that to us.
No, I've already told you, Mistborn Era 2
Nope.
happens after
Midnight
Stormlight.
totally would not do that to us.
I'm doing it so you have, like, the most information, not so that they're in chronological order.
But they should be in chronological order so we can watch Hoyd's journey.
Well,
Wait, what
Brandon
if you
hasn't
use
written them in chronological order for Horde's Journey, so...
what if you use Shadesmar as like a pocket dimension?
Gotta wait till Brandon's done.
How
Um,
big? How does the portaling work? How does the? It's not even a portal. Is it a portal?
yeah, so it's kind of important. I believe when they describe it as Yasna coming out, there's like this big, like, oval portal that she walks through.
Right. How big can that get? How small can that get? Can I just stick my arm in?
Well, we know that the one Yasna made was as large as, like, her to, like, step through it.
Yeah, but there's definitely gonna be like a size management thing, whatever. But like the limitations.
I mean, we know that the Oath Gate, it doesn't create a portal, it just instantly transport you, but it, like, transports, like, this giant circular area that, like, can do, like, almost like a whole army. Like, it can transport hundreds of people at a time.
Yeah, but like for my pocket dimension thing, it just has to be tiny. Like you just literally slip your arm in, throw in whatever you need in there, and then like pick it up later.
I mean, yeah, we've only seen the Else Gate happen once. Like, we've only seen Yasna do it once, so, like, we don't really know, like, what the limitations
I
with
need
it are.
chapters on her. Do we ever get her perspectives?
I don't think we get any in this part 1. I'm not sure if I can check if we get her POVs.
Do we get
in
any
other
in
parts.
general?
I believe there are POVs with Yasna in this book, but I can't remember off the top of my head how many. I'm trying to see if I can
I'm
find
gonna
one of
be
those.
very angry if I don't get to hear more about her powers.
You will get to hear a bit more about her powers.
In this
Okay,
book?
cool.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, we know she's alive as of the end of next book. She will show up in this book. I won't tell you how
She's
much she'll be
alive?
in this- We literally found that out at the end of the
What?
last book.
When did we find that out? What?
Oh my
You're
god.
spoiling things.
Oh my gosh.
Are we
Midnight's
stressing you
always
out,
doing
Midnight?
this.
I can't find it, but I'm pretty sure you get at least one POV from Yasna this book. Here we go. Here's a picture of Yasna and her portal behind her. I think this is what this is supposed to be.
Oh, and then it's gonna be something other than that. Midnight just spoiled another thing for us.
No.
That's
Damn,
that's not that's less
a blade.
that's
Holy
not
fuck. It's
how
a
I
cool ass
pictured
blade.
it. She has a
It's a cool
shard blade?
Yeah, it's a cool shard blade.
Pretty sure that was mentioned at the end of book 2 as well.
I don't remember.
I mean, it has been
I would
like a year
assume
since
she
we
has
read
one.
it.
I would assume she has one because
I mean,
of
she's been in,
the fact
I
that-
think, as far as we know, she's the one who's been a Radiant for the longest, so considering both
Wait,
Shalon...
has it been a year since we read the last one?
We've read 5 books.
Yeah,
Oh,
this year
it's
passed
that
really
long.
fast, by the way.
Holy
I was
cow.
thinking something more along like more along like
Months, but oh my god.
this.
Because I'm pretty sure it took us
Oh.
at least 2 or 3... I think it took us at least 2 months per Mistborn book, and we read 4 of those, plus then it took... Because, like, I also had my honeymoon, and I went to Spain. Like, we've had a bunch of, like, little breaks, too. So I'm pretty sure it's been at least 9 months, if not a full year, since we read.
You could have given birth by now.
Okay.
Oh my god, did you hear about the streamer who gave birth on stream? Oh my god.
Oh, I'm sorry?
Yeah, she literally gave birth on stream. And then people are making all these jokes about it. And there was one person that I think was funniest in my opinion. They were like, I hope this doesn't become the new meta, but I guess it takes 9 months to prepare this,
Oh
so
my god. That's crazy. I have not heard about that.
yeah, her name's Fandy.
Alright, well, we now get chapter 10, called Distractions.
Also, I have something after after we're done with this I want to talk to you about Brandon and something else, you know.
Like at the end of our chapters, or?
Yeah, the end of it after, yeah. After
Okay.
we're done with all of this, pretty much.
So yeah, chapter 10, Distractions. And it says, perhaps my heresy stretches back to those days in my childhood, where these ideas began. From Oathbringer preface. So what sort of, what do you think this makes this person heretical? Like a heretic?
I mean, he's literally writing this book. That's
Mm.
heresy right there all by itself.
Do you still think it's Dalinar in this? Because he's writing, he's a heretic.
Mm-hmm.
That means he's been wanting to write since childhood?
Yep, he's a heretic.
What do you think, Darkness?
Did he just ask me who the fuck is writing this shit again?
No, I said, what sort
No.
of heretical ideas do you think? Like, what do you think makes this person a heretic? Like, what have they done that's apparently like in their childhood that caused them to be a heretic?
I mean, in that world, it sounds like any sort of different opinion, just in general, is gonna make you a heretic.
Do you think it's just this person like probably goes a little bit against the church in some regard, and thus they're a heretic?
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, the shit that Dalinar has been saying, and that Arden was like, never say that shit again.
Yeah.
You know.
He's like, please, yeah, because that was when he said that the Almighty might not have really been a true god. He's like, please don't ever say that. Sorry, did you see nothing?
He's a heretic.
He's currently.
He's a hairy tick.
Oh god.
He has a hairy dick for sure.
Oh god, let's not. No, we switch back to Kaladin's point of view. We're just gonna move forward. As he lashes himself through the rain, although he tries his best to conserve Stormlight. Syl knows that he's smiling, and Kaladin apologizes, which isn't what Syl wanted. He also tells her to stop mothering him, but she replies she isn't mothering him, and instead trying to bring happiness into his life when he's being a dour idiot. Kaladin thinks about how he has spent the last 2 days going to different villages and checking on them while also trading for infused spheres. None of the villages had been attacked surprisingly, so Kaladin had just warned them that the Everstorm would come back before moving on and continuing to search for the Voidbringers. Syl then states that she would be a good mother, and Kaladin asks if she can even have children, which she isn't sure about. He asks if the Stormfather is actually the father of Honorspren, and Syl considers it for a moment before saying he helped some of them and did create others, including her. Kaladin says maybe she can then, like the Stormfather did. What the fuck was that in the fucking Discord? So what do you think
What?
about Syl being one of the honor spread that the Stormfather specifically created?
Saw it. Deleted it instantly.
Wait,
Luckily, I wasn't tabbed
I'll
into
send it to you.
Discord, so whatever
I'll
the
send it to
GIF
you.
was didn't activate.
Oh god. I'll send it to you. Give me a second, Darkness. Go ahead and answer the question again.
Yeah,
Midnight.
what do you think about Syl being one of the honor spread that the Stormfather specifically created? Because she says that the Stormfather, like, helped some Spren and then specifically created other Spren. And she says that she was one of the ones he specifically created.
Gave birth to her.
Yeah, but I think Calvin literally says that the Stormfather gave birth to you.
Yep.
Yeah, the Stormfather is actually Storm Mother, apparently.
Nah. They just have the ability to give kids. That's what
He's
I
a
said.
seahorse.
never send me that shit again.
Yeah, what do you think, Darkness, about Syl being one of the Spren that the Stormfather specifically created?
Oh my god, seahorses! I love seahorses. There's another god that gave birth to other Spren too, right?
I believe Wendell and the Cultivation Spren called Cultivation Mother. We don't know much about the
Father and mother.
relationship besides that.
They gave birth to him. 100%.
But they're addressing like Shard.
Wendell was
whereas-
Lys, right?
Yeah, Wendell is Lif's
Wen-
Spren.
Hmm. The only reason I remember that is because I associate Wendell with a window.
Okay.
Because they were trying to get up that freaking tower thingy, remember?
Yeah, they were trying to get up like a wall to spy on that one guardswoman.
Yeah. The window.
To the wall.
Okay, Other then gets to the next town, where he summons Syl as a Shardblade so people would listen to him and begin to prepare his speech. However, it seems the people of this town had already heard of him and called him Lord Radiant as they brought him infused spheres that they had ready for him. As Kaladin trades the spheres, he notes the mayor's face looks a bit disappointed, as Kaladin is no longer able to trade 2 for 1 as he first had in the first few towns. Kaladin is then told there was an attack on this town, and he instantly is interested in knowing what happened. A female Ardent shows Kaladin to the grain storage where the Voidbringers had ripped open the door and pillaged their grain stores. The Ardent had a horrible drawing of what the Voidbringers had looked like, and says that 4 townspeople had counted at least 50 Voidbringers, which made sense with how much grain they had stolen in a small amount of time. The Voidbringers, which Kaladin thinks were Warform Parshmen, based on the descriptions, had apparently only attacked 2 men, and they were both recovering and not dead. The Ardent also mentions red lights that could have been eyes, but if they were, it was only a few of the Voidbringers that had red eyes. So what do you think about these Parshmen who are just like stealing grain and not attacking people?
They need food. I don't actually think they're what they think they are, but yeah.
You don't think they're actually Voidbringers? You think they're just like trying to
Oh,
survive?
no, I think they're like a slave form turned into whatever.
War form, apparently.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're not sure yet, but yeah.
Calvin's pretty sure, based on the like descriptions, that they're
Mm.
in war form. At least a good majority of them seem to be in war form. Like maybe not all of them are.
Yeah, but I think that I think they're slave form that got turned into it during the last storm
Mm-hmm.
and are just kind of trying to survive.
What do you think, Darkness?
What was the question?
What do you think about these Parshmen who are just mainly stealing grain and not actually attacking people like Kaladin thought they would?
They're preparing for war. They need to gather, group up. They're gonna wait till every Parchman turns into a Parshandi warrior thingy, Voidbringer, whatever. And then once they have all the supplies for survival while they attack,
So you think it's
It's
unlike Mythic, who thinks they're just surviving, you think they're just being more prepared for the war, like unlike just attacking randomly like Kaladin expected. They're like, no, we're strategizing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it is war form, so.
It's true. Also, do you think that these red lights were some of the Parshmen being proper Voidbringers, or do you think it was something else?
It was the Spren.
You think it was like Void Spren?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's
Whatever
the same
Storm
thing.
Spren, Void Spren, whatever the fuck the red Spren were.
I think Syl refers to like them as Void Spren or like something like that, like in like because I think Kaladin sees one out like a window at one point in Words of Radiance, and she's like, that was like a weird void sprint. Like, don't trust it.
I thought it was a storm sprint. Like they called it a storm sprint.
Maybe I'm not remembering properly. Maybe Venli called them Storm Sprint or Eshonai. Could be. So Kaladin thanks the Ardent for her information, and Syl states that the Ardent thinks Kaladin is pretty. Kaladin replies the Ardents can only marry other Ardents, and Syl teases him the Ardent isn't interested in marriage, and that she's been doing research since Kaladin hasn't been interested in learning about relationships. Kaladin just replies that he's aware of how those things work. Syl then says that Kaladin should try to get in a relationship with Shallan, but Kaladin replies that she is in a relationship with Adolin. Syl doesn't like Adolin because he is a Shardblade, and Kaladin says that isn't a mark of a bad person, before also saying that Shallan is a Light Eyes. Kaladin then worries that Syl would try watching him if he ever got intimate with a woman, which is disturbing. Kaladin then confirms
Not
the
really.
direction. Well, he finds it disturbing.
Okay. She's a cuck. It's okay. It's a lifestyle choice.
He's not a fan of that. So Kaladin then confirms the direction of the parchment were headed, which was towards the capital, before lashing himself and flying off. So what do you think about Syl trying to get Kaladin into a relationship?
She just wants to see somebody get freaky, you know?
Well, apparently she's been watching
She's
a
a
lot of people do
pervert.
that.
I know, but she just wants to watch Kaladin get freaky.
She's like, I've been doing research. He's like, please don't do that. Poor Kaladin's
She's
like
like Jiraiya.
traumatized.
Or Kakashi, or literally anybody in most animes, yeah.
No, but his thing was literally going into bathhouses and peeking.
Yeah. Well, Kakashi just looked at porn magazines, yeah.
Yeah, that's a little different.
Written by Jiraiya.
Yeah.
But yeah, Syl's like sneaking under people's doors and watching them when invisible, and Kaladin's
Yeah.
like, why are you doing this? This is not okay, Syl. She's like, I need to do research because you need to get with a woman, and he's like, nope, I already know how that all works. It's okay, Syl. Don't do
I
that.
need to do research because you're gonna get with somebody. Yeah.
She's like, I need to be able to tell you how to do things, and he's like, I know how that works. It's okay. So we switch to Adolin's point of view as he hangs out in the stables. He thinks that when he was a child, he was scared of horses, although he'll never admit to it, because of their strange glassy eyes and the fact that they were covered in hair, which was strange to touch. Adolin is here specifically to check on Dalinar's Rhyshadium, Gallant. Gallant eagerly comes up to Adolin and nuzzles his hand. Adolin gives Gallant some sugar cubes as he apologizes for Dalinar not being able to come down to see Gallant as much, and also feels bad that Gallant likely misses Sureblood as much as Adolin does. So what do you think about how weird Adolin considers mammals? He's like, oh, they have like hair on them. It feels weird.
I mean, crab horses.
There apparently aren't crab horses.
But like, that would feel normal, right?
Yeah, he finds like smooth shell to be normal, and like anything furry is like, ugh, what the fuck is that?
I wonder what he'd think of a bear.
He would probably want to fight it, but also be like, he'd probably think that's normal, because he's like, oh yeah, furry things should be weird and scary. I want to see how he'd react to a cute cat. Yeah, like a cat or a dog. I want to see how he'd react to that.
He's like, ooh, what is that?
He probably would. He'd be like, this is disgusting. So Renarin then shows up to see Adolin and tells him that Shallan could probably draw Sureblood for him. He also mentions how normal horses don't seem to fit on Roshar. He then moves on to telling Adolin he wants to give back the Shardblade Adolin had given to him because it hurts to use, which he had thought had just been something weird about him, but apparently all Radiants couldn't use the dead Shardblades. Adolin replies that Renarin should choose who gets it, but Renarin insists that Adolin choose. Renarin also reveals that he now has his own Radiant Shardblade, although he says his friend Gliss hadn't been sure he could become one. So why do you think Renarin's friend thinks they couldn't become a Shardblade?
Because he's not up to that ideal yet.
You think somehow Renarin like has a Shardblade at like his second ideal instead of his third?
I mean, how many do they all have the same set amount of ideals?
Yeah, so everyone has 5 ideals. And as far as we've seen, everyone gets a Shardblade at the third ideal, because both Shallan, Kaladin, and I believe Yasna have all gotten their Shardblades. And Lift has also gotten her Shardblade after her third ideal. So it seems that third ideal equals Shardblade.
Oh, well then I have no idea.
Sound like there was a clown car outside your house.
There was.
It's called his life.
What do you think, Mythic? What do you think about Renner and Spren being like, I didn't think I could become a Shardblade?
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I just think they're not the ideal,
Hmm.
you know?
You think somehow Renarin's like gotten this early compared to the others?
Oh,
What?
maybe it's because of his order.
You think maybe Truth Watchers like maybe don't get shard blades because they're not as like
Yeah,
fighting?
he probably gets a different tool because
Mm.
like they're healers, right?
I mean, but so is Lift. She got
Yeah,
a
but Lift
shard
is
blade.
not part of that same one.
No, she's part of the Edge Dancers, but Edge Dancers also have the Healing Surge and they have the like frictionless. I think it's called a abrasion, where she can
Yeah,
like
but I'm
slide
assuming
around.
their ideals are lean more towards one thing than the other.
I think their ideals are kind of similar to the Windrunners, except instead of like just protecting people in general, like hers are all like remembering like people who are forgotten.
Yeah, it doesn't have anything to do with protecting people.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know his ideals?
Renarins? No, we've not heard any of Renarin's
Yeah,
ideals.
so what if his is like I will not harm a person? It's like the fucking
Mm.
the doctor oaths or
Oh, okay. You
whatever.
think maybe like if Liren became like a radiant, he would have like a I do not harm, except to like
Yes,
put them out of their
yeah,
misery type thing.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do no
That's why
harm.
he's like not able to do a little shard blade action.
So you think like because of maybe one of Renarin's ideals, the Sprite was like, I don't know if I can even become a Shardblade because like you're specifically like anti-war, anti-fighting.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Like what if
I
he
mean,
like he could
like a
like
scalpel.
yeah, I was
Give
gonna
me a
say he could
scalpel.
become like a scalpel and like help and like
I
cut
don't.
bitches up
I feel
to
like
heal them.
becoming a Shard Scalpel would still kill someone because like the whole
No.
thing with the Shard Blade is that like if it pierces you, it like kills you.
Yeah, but you also have the healing order stuff.
Yeah, so
Maybe he could become a
counteract it.
bandage, a shard bandage, where like you can't even like hit the bandage with a shard blade. Because like I think Kaladin was
It's
able
the
to make a
shard blade.
shield with Syl, so maybe
Mm-hmm.
like he could become like a shield or like a band-aid or something.
A bubble, a shield bubble.
Oh my god, he become like a little hamster wheel that you run around in to protect you.
he's like triage.
Okay. But yeah, so Aelin teases Renarin a bit and also compliments him on getting his shard blade. Renarin then mentions how he had just started fitting into Bridge 4, and now Dalinar expects him to help unite all of Roshar. Aelin says he's sure Renarin will be okay and holds his brother's hand as Renarin stares at some stormlight coming off of it. For a moment, Aelin sees himself as a perfected person before Renarin apologizes and runs away. Aelin is surprised to see his injured hand is now fully healed.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think about how like just like Shallan, Renarin was able to use his illusions apparently to show people better versions of themselves? Because Shallan does that through her drawings, but apparently Renarin was able to just like insert that image into Adolin's mind.
I mean, pretty good to be honest. Really good power. Make you believe things
Mm-hmm.
that aren't actually there.
It's because he has that medical knowledge where he can activate certain parts of the brain and stuff. He's just like a godly surgeon in my head now.
As far as we know, Renarin has no medical training.
had no
It's true.
medical training.
Yeah, I mean,
He doesn't need medical training now. It's all part of his brain.
to be fair, he has been hanging out with Kaladin at Bridge 4. Maybe he's picked up some stuff because Kaladin did teach all of Bridge 4 how to do like triage and stuff in like the field, the like battlefield.
Okay, but like,
stuff.
what if it's like, what if like Shallan's people gets that freaking memory thing, right? And then he just gets like an encyclopedia of like surgeon knowledge.
That would be amazing. He just watches someone walk and he's like, they've broken their tibia at some point in their life.
They've
I
got
can
cancer.
tell. Just look at them.
They've got cancer. I gave you cancer.
You have a brain tumor. Let me operate.
You're 3 minutes of dropping dead.
It's like, let me insert this shard scalpel right into your head to kill the tumor and not you. Don't worry,
Totally
I know
not
precisely where to do this.
Yep, I know exactly how to cut you.
Oh my
That's
god.
why that other person got murdered. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, there's something wrong with your eye. Just let me do something right in your eye. And, oh, they're dead.
Like, no, bright Lord, dead.
So then we get our final chapter, chapter 11, The Rift, which is 33 years ago. So we switch to old Dalinar's point of view as he enjoys his new shard plate. He had won the shard plate by kicking the previous owner off of a cliff, apparently. Sadeas tells Dalinar to calm down, but Gavilar says that's impossible. Dalinar also has a huge hammer with him that only a shardbearer could use. Sadeas asks Dalinar if he had thought about his request, and Dalinar says he'll only marry if Gavilar commands him to. Dalinar thinks that the only woman he ever wanted to marry was now married to Gavilar, and now they even had a daughter together. So what do you think about Dalinar just, like, Sadeas is kind of like, hey, you should get married. And Dalinar's like, nah, I'm too hung up on Navani to do that.
The way I thought that you were gonna say the only woman he wants to marry is Gavilar.
I think I almost did. I started on my words a little bit.
I was like, I don't know about this.
That's a whole different story.
Is it? Not true.
No, I'm like, that'd be like a whole different type of book.
Yup.
That's what I was interested in. But yeah, what did you think about this? About him being like, I can't marry anyone. My heart's only set for Navani, and now she has a kid with my brother, and no one can know.
God.
Just kill your brother and swap places.
Mhm.
So Sadeas insists that if Dalinar married someone from one of the other princedoms, there would be one less they had to fight, as they had only gotten 2 other princedoms in the last 2 years to join them. Sadeas pushes more on the marriage idea, and Dalinar says that Sadeas and Gavilar can worry about politics, but they should just let him do the fighting. The sun begins to rise, and Dalinar can see a wall surrounding what looks like nothing, as the city is apparently built inside a rift in the ground. Dalinar confirms that there is a shard bearer here before saying he wants to be the one to kill that man, since he is a shard blade. Gavilar, however, says Dalinar will have to get to him first, since he thinks it'd be better to give the shard blade to Sadeas, since he actually listens. Sadeas then tries to go over the plan, but the 2 brothers race off to the fight. Sadeas reluctantly follows, and the army stays back for the moment, as the defending city begins throwing boulders and giant spear-sized crossbow bolts at them. Dalinar begins to feel the thrill as he leaps towards the wall and pulls himself up. He begins attacking the defenders as Sadeas and Gavilar join him. The wall worked against the defenders once they were on it, as it was too cramped for them to avoid the shardbearers. The ease of the fight starts to bring dissatisfaction to Dalinar, but he focuses on the feeling of the thrill to feel better. Sadeas then shouts at Dalinar to take down the catapults as their army has started approaching. So what do you think about how close Sadeas and Dalinar seem to have been back in this time period?
Kind of shocked me, to be honest.
They were like best friends, dude. The 3 of them, they were like all really good friends, apparently.
It is kind of sad how it ended up, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why Dalinar in previous chapters was like, I don't think it's good that Sadeas is gone. Like, we were friends once. He's like kind of sad about it.
But also deserved.
He definitely deserved it, but also like I think Dalinar's like thinking back to like these times, being like, we were so close back then. But when you should like kill
Why couldn't
people
we stay
and
that way?
rape the random women in the towns and
Yeah.
Good
Oh wait,
times
I know
back
why
then.
we couldn't stay that way. I killed my mother. I killed my wife.
I didn't hear that plane, right?
Vroom.
I didn't hear anything.
Okay.
I heard
Yeah,
everything.
for some reason, every mode of transportation has been just passing by my fucking like house.
Need a whole ass train to like charge through the
I mean, a
street.
plane just fucking flew overhead, and you could hear like.
I just want a
Yeah.
train to be like right outside your window going down the street for some
No,
reason.
sometimes
wanna
I will be
keep
hearing a
going through.
train, and I don't even know where the fuck it comes from because the train tracks are like not even.
I just want a train to run right into your building.
Oh,
You'll get a good insurance payout, I'm sure.
me too.
Yeah, okay. You don't know his place.
I mean, if they have home insurance, they should get a good payout.
Nope, never.
Damn,
No home insurance for darkness.
that would suck.
Mm-mm.
So it takes Dalinar a moment to properly focus on what Sadeas is saying, and when he does, and then he does as he's told, going down to attack the catapults. Dalinar bends the handle of his hammer in his fall down to the catapults, so he takes a bit of time destroying the first one. Sadeas, however, throws Dalinar his own hammer so that Dalinar can break the catapults faster. Once their army starts in through the wall, Dalinar heads over to the side of the rift to look down into it. He feels that there is something wrong, that the Shardbearer must have some sort of plan to deal with them. Dalinar then realizes that some of the machines Gavilar is going to attack are likely trapped, and he shouts out to Gavilar and Sadeas. However, as he does, the ground beneath him and his elites gives way and they tumble down into the rift as he sees Sadeas holding Gavilar back. Dalinar crashes through several buildings before coming to a stop, breaking the shard plate on his left arm and even breaking some of his fingers. Dalinar slowly gets up and thinks that it's unlikely his elites were not injured or even alive. He goes out onto a walkway, ignoring the family huddled in the corner of the house he had crashed through, and is immediately hit by a barrage of arrows. Dalinar glances over to see the likely Shardbearer wearing a helm that has a plume of chicken feathers on it. Dalinar begins running towards the Shardbearer, but some soldiers come out to start trying to hack away the walkway he was running across. Dalinar jumps down to the walkway below it, and more soldiers come out to attack the walkway as well. However, Dalinar is saved by the archer he got in the last flashback, shooting down the two soldiers. So what do you think about all these traps that the High Lord has set for Dalinar, Gavilar, and Sadeas?
They're super smart.
That dude was prepared.
You know, maybe they can see the future.
Does that mean he's a Voidbringer if he can see the future?
Yes.
Also, what type of actual bird feathers do you think this guy has on his helm? Because they're probably not
Chicken.
actually chicken feathers.
They're chicken feathers.
Okay.
Probably peacock feathers.
I think he says they're white, to be fair.
Ducks
Oh, they're
can be
probably just chicken feathers.
Peacock-
Could you imagine?
Peacocks can be white, guys.
Can they? I thought they were all, like,
Yeah.
colorful.
No.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, maybe they are peacock
Yeah,
feathers.
that's-
That'd be kind of cool.
I mean, technically anything could be white if they're fucking albino.
That's true. Yeah, but yeah, imagine if they are just chicken feathers. It'd be hilarious.
Like the one time.
There you go.
Oh, pretty. Actually, really pretty.
Yeah, my grandmother has a white peacock. Her friend, like that comes around her house all the time.
Oh, cool. So Dalinar eventually gets to the man with the Shardblade, who tells his soldiers to back off so they can fight one-on-one. Dalinar thinks it's stupid, as he considers Shardplate to be better than Shard Blades. Dalinar and the man fight, with Dalinar pretending to want to extend the fight until he dashes inwards to attack the man directly. Unfortunately, his right arm plate also breaks, so now he has neither gauntlet. Dalinar pins down the man, but the man's soldiers begin attacking him. Dalinar finds his axe and begins taking down the soldiers who are attacking him from behind. The injured Shardbearer calls Dalinar a monster and says that although his city will be lost, he can at least do the world a favor by taking down Dalinar. The platform they are on then crashes down to the one below, and Dalinar's helm cracks. He has to take it off, and he sees more soldiers coming, but instead of attacking him, they begin pulling the Shardbearer away from the fight. Dalinar shouts and charges after them, the thrill pushing him forward and giving him energy even though both of his arms are injured now. Dalinar chases them as he watches the soldiers bringing the High Lord into a secret room in the chasm wall, and other soldiers come out to engage Dalinar. However, he somehow takes them out, even while injured and without a weapon. Dalinar goes into the secret room and takes down two more soldiers before finding the Shardbearer on the ground with a woman weeping over him. A young boy of 6 or 7 tries to lift the Shardblade and says that Dalinar can't take his dad, and that they kill monsters like Dalinar. So what do you think of this little kid trying to defend his dad from Dalinar?
Oh, man's pretty fucking evil. Killed kid.
I would have done it. I don't care. Stuff like
Damn.
Just made me believe that he actually killed his own wife. To be honest,
That's cementing the idea that he could have killed his wife to you.
could have. No, he did. 100%.
Okay. Do you still think that as well, Darkness? I think you were the one who came up with that last episode.
No, I'm pretty
I
sure
mean,
came up with it last
he
episode.
could've.
Oh, were you? I thought for some reason Darkness had.
Pretty sure. Pretty sure I've been saying this since you asked the very first time about what we think.
I
he
was
did.
talking. Well, I thought about the fact that the guilt was the one that like made him do the deal to forget or whatever. But
Yeah, that I agree with too. But
Okay, sorry, maybe I was getting the reasoning behind the Night Watcher boon and like what happened. Confused.
Mhm.
Who did what? So we skip forward a few hours to Dalinar and his new Shardblade. Gavilar comes over to Dalinar, exhaustion signs surrounding him as he settles down and says that Sadeas is a wraith that he didn't get the Shardblade. Dalinar says he's sure that Sadeas will get one eventually. Which, I mean, he technically doesn't. Dalinar has to give him his eventually. Sadeas just gets to be salty for like 30 years.
Yep.
So Dalinar drinks some wine, wanting to temper his pain and his shame. Gavilar states that they'll have a hard time keeping these people in line since Dalinar killed their High Lord and his heir. Dalinar just says to tell them they'll spare their families if some of the men join their army. Gabler then goes on about how they can't keep going around like thugs and that they need to try using bureaucracy to get people to join them. Gabler also says they need to make a kingdom of this country, and Dalinar finds himself horrified by that. Gabler then tells Dalinar that the sword he won is called Oathbringer, the Sunmaker's old shardblade, before leaving. Dalinar can only hear the little boy's cries in his head. So, why do you think Dalinar is horrified by the thought of making Alethkar into a kingdom?
I have no idea actually.
Yeah, neither am I, to be honest.
What do you think about Dalinar
Yes.
feeling? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I guess kingdom means that there has to be a king. I don't know.
Or maybe it's like he's been fighting most of his life. If they succeed in making it a kingdom, he's not going to be fighting as much. That's why he turns into a drunk.
But what do you think about Dalinar feeling shame when he thinks about the little boy?
Meh. Man is doomed for the rest of his life.
What do you mean? He didn't even kill him.
You don't think he killed him?
No,
I think he murdered this child.
he'd have had the balls to murder the child.
I mean, we did not see him kill the child.
He's not dead.
You guys always say if we don't see them die, they're not dead. So, we'll see.
I mean, even if we see them die, they're probably not dead.
It's true, we did see Yasna's corpse, and yet she wasn't dead. Or no, I don't think we saw her corpse, we saw her get stabbed through. And then her corpse disappeared.
The way that you literally tried to play that off as like she's dead. Oh no. And then I was like, we were like, there's no corpse. What do you mean?
I tried so hard to convince you guys that she was dead.
No, you didn't. You told us she was alive.
I fucked up
always-
like several episodes
You always
later.
tell us. You always tell us that all the spoilers.
I don't mean
Right.
to.
Just like you told us that Kaladin doesn't die in this book.
Exactly.
I don't think I've mentioned at all what happens with Kaladin.
What happens with Kaladin?
We'll find out.
Next time on the
On
next episode of
Dragon
this
Ball
podcast.
Z.
Also,
Bye.
we're not going. Yeah, we still have some questions. Speaking though of people who may or may not be dead, do you guys still think that Eshonai's alive, or do you think she's dead? Because I think at the
Eshonai's
end
still
of last
alive.
book, the end of last
Yeah.
You
book,
really
you saw
think
her.
we're delusional enough to think that if we didn't see a corpse, like what?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
we
Because
got
we
the
haven't heard
corpse
from
thing.
her. There's been no mention of her yet.
Corpse thing, yay.
She's probably planning revenge.
She's gathering
Or-
the Voidbringers.
Or what if that just knocks some sense into her and she's the only one that's actually not affected by the stuff that's happening?
Oh, you think maybe
And
she's
she's like,
somehow
maybe
not a
I should
Voidbringer
stop.
now?
Yeah. Can you imagine?
interesting.
Like that'd be great.
Mhm.
What if she like pulls up to the fucking tower and she's like, "I'm here to help," and they're like, "Die, heathen!" And then she's like, "Wait, no, I've changed my ways." And then they're like,
She's like, I
What?
heard my boy Relaine was here. I'm here to help too.
after all that shit, and then Adolin secretly assassinates them.
Damn.
Secretly? I don't think you
Not
do
so
it
secretly.
secretly.
And
Yeah.
Can you imagine if Renarin is the actual one murdering people now?
That'd be
Like
crazy.
Adolin pulls up, Renarin pulls up. They're like, "Wait, it's you."
Yeah, you find out that like that one guy that just died recently had actually been like bullying Renarin or something. He's like, I had to kill him. I had to do it, dude. He's like, you don't understand.
You don't understand what I'm going through, Dad.
But yes, we have our overview questions now. First of all, what do you think is going on with the Parshman Voidbringers? We kind of talked about this earlier, but like, what do you think's going on with them? Because they're definitely not acting like expected. You cut out there, Mythic. What'd you say?
They're going crazy.
I see.
Wahaha.
What do you think, Darkness? What's going on
I
with
mean,
them?
I already with the Voidbringers.
Yeah, like just in general, not just like the couple that we've seen as well, but like what do you think overall is just like happening with the Voidbringers?
That's what I mean. Like, I'm still sticking to my theory of like they're just preparing for
They're
war.
preparing, yeah. Apparently they're heading towards the capital. So do you think they were like preparing an assault on that, or do you think they're like meeting up there? Or...
They're gonna meet up there. They're gonna like, you know, that moment where like what's his name's uncle? No, father pulled up with the fucking bunch of colas and shit, and they were just sitting outside for a
Oh,
while.
it wasn't a dad. It was Ellen's friend.
Friend? No, it was Ellen's dad.
So Ellen's dad was there separately. The guy with the Koloss was Ellen's friend.
Oh, you're right, huh?
Yeah, there was two separate armies, remember, attacking. That's why they were
Yeah.
like
Yeah, you're gonna
upset.
find out, Darkness, that Midnight is right about literally everything. She could never be wrong.
That's not true. But yeah, so you think they're just like meeting up there? Do you think that's why like the span reads aren't working? Like apparently the queen's like just unresponsive. She's like not talking to anyone.
Yeah, it's like a car meet.
Also, do you think Dalinar is going to be able to at least unite the three countries that he mentioned, like trying to get to work together, Azir, Thalena, and Vedenar? Or
Absolutely not.
no?
Nope, never.
It's not even
What if
because I
they
know
met?
last.
What if? Because I don't remember if we talked about this yet, but so at some point makes a mention. Was it so? I don't know. Somebody made a mention of like, what if the pieces you're like collecting are like honor or whatever, right? What if they just want Dalinar to unite honor again?
You think maybe they want him to like reform the Shard of Honor?
Yeah.
I don't think it was Syl. I don't know who would have mentioned. I'm not remembering exactly what.
Because I know there was a mention of like.
Oh, I think maybe Syl might have mentioned how like honor got splintered and how like she and like all the honor. She's like, oh, like technically all of us honor spend and like all these other things are like little tiny pieces of honor. I think the Stormfather is like supposed to be like the biggest piece of honor that's left. Yeah, so you think he's like got this idea because like Dalinar keeps like changing what his idea of Unite Them was. He was like, oh, I thought Unite Them was like the Alethkar princedoms, and then I thought it was like uniting like the Radiants, and then I thought it's like now it's like he's like I think it's uniting the whole country against the void, like all of the countries against the Voidbringers.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's like even higher now? It's like no, you need to like reunite the shards, like the pieces of honor, and reform the
All
shard.
the shards together, yes. Reunite all the shards together.
That's the end goal. It's gonna be each book is just gonna get higher, and eventually it's gonna be like, no, you need to you need to unite Adonasium. You still there, Darkness?
Yeah, I'm just looking for it.
I think it was in a different book. I think that was in the
No,
second
it was
book.
this one. It was in this
Was
freaking.
it? I don't remember.
It was literally in the chapters we just read.
Was it? I do not remember that.
I don't either, to be honest.
You sure?
I think Darkness read ahead.
No.
Yeah, well, Darkness looked that up. But yeah, Sam, I think because I know last time you said that you didn't think Dalinar was going to be able to like unite the whole continent, but you don't even think he's going to be able to unite like a couple countries together to face the Voidbringers.
Nope, never.
No one's going to listen
He's
to
an
him.
he's an evil man. Nobody should listen to him ever.
But he's
He murdered
changed.
a kid and his wife.
But he's changed.
He murdered his kid. He murdered that kid and his wife. Nope.
I mean, he murdered a lot more people than that.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
So I found it. It's right here where it says it's where they were talking about. Are you capable of having children? Baby sperm? I have no idea. You call the Stormfather, well, father, right? So he birthed you, right? After that, it says, yes, he made some of us, made me. So maybe you could do that. Find little bits of wind or of honor, shape them.
Oh,
And then
okay.
she was like, I would be an excellent mother. But she doesn't say that it's not possible to like gather up pieces of honor and just shape it back, you know? And then they also talk about how the Stormfather is the largest sliver of honor left.
Yeah.
So like, just gather up all this like honor related spread and stuff, and just like.
Do you think that means that
Combine
like
them all.
Syl is not going to be around anymore? Like she's going to get like combined with the Stormfather to become honor again?
Like that literally could happen. Like that like I don't see why they wouldn't try bring back a strongly like opposing force against.
I mean, if you're fighting a shard, you might need a shard to fight a shard. It's definitely a possibility. Also, do you think we're gonna have more murders happen?
Yes, 100%.
Lots and lots of murder all over the place.
All right. Also, When do you think we're gonna see Yasna again? Like, how far into the book do you think she's gonna show up?
Tomorrow.
Very end of the book.
The very end of the book, she's gonna be traveling that whole time.
She just shows up at the end of the book, and everybody's like, "I thought you were dead," and she's like, "Yeah, that's the point."
What do you think, Darkness? When's Yasna gonna show up?
Soon. I don't think it'll be at the end. I think it'll be soon.
Do you think it'll
How
be
soon?
during part 1?
This
Or do you think
next part, or the next chapters we read.
Maybe
How
the end
far?
of part 1.
end of part 1? Like, it's gonna be like a end of part 1 kind of big thing? Where it's gonna be like,
Yeah.
oh my god, Yasna's here. Okay.
I thought she was dead.
Yes, nah.
Yes, clean now.
Do you think Yasna will be able to figure things out about Urithiru?
Yes.
Because they know like fucking shit all about Urithiru right now. They're like, apparently people could like farm here, but we have no idea how that's possible. Like nothing basically works except for like this one elevator and some wells.
The wishing wells.
And yeah, do you guys have any other theories or thoughts about the rest of this book or the next upcoming chapters?
No, I've said my
No.
stuff.
Mhm.
Also, do you guys want to do the thing we did last time, which was guess what the next chapter POVs are going to be based on their titles?
Sure. With the titles, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So the next chapter is called Negotiations.
It's going to be a Dalinar chapter.
Downer chapter. Do you agree to?
Yeah.
Douglas?
It's gonna be the flashback down the night chapters.
Oh, you think it's gonna be another flashback right away?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. And then chapter 13 is Chaperone.
I mean, that's Yasna. She's like portaling everywhere. No, but-
It's going to be Kaladin chapter.
Kaladin chapter. Okay.
wait, did we have an Adolin chapter, or what the fuck was that?
We didn't have a full Adolin chapter. We had
Oh, we did have
he-
one.
a little bit of Adolin POV.
Like a POV.
Mhm.
Yeah, we had a part of
Okay.
his POV at the end of a Kaladin chapter. And then he was like
Huh.
there for some Shallan chapters.
Next?
Sorry.
Or are we only reading 2 chapters?
No, we've done 2 first of all. We're doing 5 chapters. But sorry, did you say it's gonna be an Adolin chapter, Chaperone Darkness, or?
No. Probably
I
gonna
mean,
be
that would
Shallan.
be really cool, though.
You think Shallan? Okay.
I'm
and then
gonna say Adolin just to have Adolin have a
you're
chapter.
changing from Kaladin to Adolin?
Yep. Yep.
Alright.
It's totally Adolin.
And then chapter 14 is called A Squires Can't Capture.
Oh, what, huh?
Kaladin.
Yeah, that sounds like a Kaladin chapter.
And then chapter 15, this one I think is pretty obvious. It's called Brightness Radiant.
No,
Oh,
it's totally
Kaladin.
couldn't be
Imagine-
anybody other than Rashon.
Alright.
Really? I thought it was Kaladin's little brother.
Oridon
Sure.
is his name. And then chapter 16, which will be our final chapter next week, is called Wrapped 3 Times.
Rat?
Wrapped. WRAPPED. Like,
This
you
is
wrap a
totally gonna
present.
be what's his name? The guy who healed the dude's hand. What the fuck is his name?
Renarin?
Renarin?
Renarin. Yeah, it's gonna be. This is totally a Renarin.
That's a Renarin chapter? Okay.
Yeah, where we find out about the bandage,
the
Being
the
his-
shard bandage.
the shard bandage.
Okay, so yeah, so we're doing next week chapters 12 to 16. That was the titles for chapters 12 to 16. Thank you guys all so much for listening. We really appreciate you, and thank you to our Patreons, Hubris, Kaladin Dies in Book 3, Kyle, and Danny the Spoon Lord. We very much appreciate
Spoon Lord!
you. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.